Moving on. Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir is witnessing one of its most serious political crises in recent years. What began as protests over governance and electoral reforms has now escalated into deadly violence, allegations of election fraud, mass arrests, and an international campaign against Islamabad's crackdown. With reports of over 40 deaths, internet restrictions, and growing demonstrations by the Kashmiri diaspora abroad, questions are being raised over Pakistan's claims of democratic governance in the territory it calls Azad Jammu and Kashmir. Here's a report.
Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir continues to witness escalating unrest as violence surrounding the region's assembly elections leaves the territory on edge. The three-phase elections being conducted until August 10 have been overshadowed by allegations of large-scale rigging, political interference, and a sweeping security crackdown. Reports from local protest groups claim that more than 40 people have been killed since the unrest began, while dozens have sustained injuries during clashes between demonstrators and Pakistani security forces. The latest demonstrations erupted after Pakistan's ruling Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz secured 9 out of 13 seats contested in the second phase of polling across Mirpur, Kotli and Bimbar. Opposition groups and civil society activists rejected the exercise as neither free nor fair. The violence follows weeks of protests led by the Joint Awami Action Committee or JAAC, which was banned by the regional administration in June. Protesters accuse Islamabad of suppressing political voices instead of addressing long-standing demands for electoral reforms, better governance and greater accountability.
हमारा एहतजाज का मकसद ये है कि जो 2 माह से रावलाकोट के अंदर और पूरे कश्मीर के अंदर जो मुसलमानों के ऊपर जुल्म हो रहा है उसके बंद करवाने के लिए यहाँ पर हम आए हैं। यहाँ पर तलबा क़यादत ने सालसी का किरदार अदा करने के लिए हुकूमत से कहा है और हम यहाँ पर यह भी एहतजाज करते हैं कि वफाकी वज़रा का जो लहजे हैं इनकी ज़ुबान से मामलात ख़राब हो रहे हैं। हम ये चाहते हैं कि पुरअमन तौर पर कश्मीरियों के साथ बैठकर इस मसले को हल किया जाए।
The unrest has now spread well beyond Rawalakot and Muzaffarabad. Students carrying Kashmiri flags staged demonstrations in Islamabad demanding justice for those killed during the crackdown. Protesters accused Pakistan authorities of using excessive force against civilians and condemned what they described as months of repression inside Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Meanwhile, residents continue to challenge Islamabad's narrative surrounding the elections.
हम ये समझते हैं कि ये इलेक्शन नहीं है, ये टोटली फ्रॉड है। इलेक्शन ये होना चाहिए था कि अवाम को जो है अपनी रायदेही जो है उनको खुल के जो है उसका इस्तेमाल करने का मौका मिलना चाहिए था। जो इस वक्त एक मौजूदा जो सूरत हाल है जिसमें एक अवामी तहरीक उभर के अवामी नुमाइंदगी के तौर पर सामने आई है उनको मौका मिलना चाहिए था और वो इलेक्शन में इस्लाह चाहते थे, लेकिन एक गलत बयानिया जो है वो बनाया गया और उसमें ये कहा गया कि ये रा फंडेड है या हिंदुस्तान इनकी मदद कर रहा है। अगर किसी भी अदारे के पास पाकिस्तानी एस्टैब्लिशमेंट के पास कोई सबूत है तो हुकूमत पाकिस्तान जो है वो अपनी मर्जी के जजों पर मुश्तमिल एक गैर जानबदार जो है जुडिशल कमीशन बनाए जो तहकीकात करें।
The crackdown has also triggered international attention. Kashmiri diaspora have appealed for demonstrations outside Pakistani embassies, consulates and United Nations offices across the world. Over recent weeks, protests linked to PoJK have been reported in several countries, including the United Kingdom and the parts of Europe, where members of the Kashmiri diaspora have demanded an independent investigation into the killings and called for international attention to alleged human rights violations. Unlike Islamabad's long-standing narrative on Kashmir, many protesters are demanding accountability from Pakistan itself, raising concerns over political representation, administrative control and economic neglect.
मज़ालिम के खिलाफ रियासत इस वक्त बुखलाहट का शिकार हो चुकी है, वो हमारी नस्ल कशी पर जो है वो उतरी हुई है। तो आप जो है वो पाकिस्तानी सफारतखानों समेत दुनिया भर के इंसानी हकूक़ की जो तंजीमें हैं, UNO है, उसके जो है वो सामने जो है वो आप सरापा एहतजाज हों, आप शुरकाए लॉन्ग मार्च के साथ इज़हार यकजहती के लिए रैलियां करें।
The developments have also renewed scrutiny of Pakistan's description of the territory as Azad Jammu and Kashmir. Rights groups and local activists allege internet shutdowns, restrictions on movement, mass arrests, and the deployment of security forces against demonstrators. Protest leaders have reportedly been detained, while authorities continue to accuse sections of the movement of acting at the behest of foreign interests, an allegation repeatedly rejected by protesters. With the final phases of polling still pending, tensions remain high across Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. For many residents, the immediate demand is no longer simply about elections, but about political accountability, representation, and an end to the violence. As fresh protests continue both inside PoJK and overseas, the unfolding crisis presents one of the biggest challenges yet to Pakistan's governance claims in the territory, while once again bringing international focus to the growing disconnect between Islamabad's rhetoric and the realities reported on the ground.